you haven't connected yet, let me see. Facebook, still nothing. Although it says Facebook is good. Why isn't it updating on my end? Now it is. Okay, hang on just one second. Let me make sure the YouTube is ready to go. And YouTube is ready to go. So, hi everyone. My name is Kat. I am owner of KatsCreationsNMore. And today, as promised, I'm going to teach you how to make a mailbox swag. And the mailbox swag that I am referring to is one like that is behind me here. It's the kind of mailbox that's generally on your posts. If you have them concreted in block, you can still do it differently. I just don't know how you would secure it, but I know that there are people who have done it. Obviously, you're going to make it a little bit longer because we're not working with just a simple oval like this, but this is what we are making today for the patriotic holidays. And I never made mailbox swags until we moved to Washington, and that strictly because we had community mailboxes. So, and even our first house didn't have a community mailbox. It would have been different, but it would have been porch pirated. It wouldn't have lasted overnight. It would have been gone. So, for those of you that have always wanted to learn how to do this, I'm going to show you how to do it, and with very little, what do you call it? Where you don't have to go out and buy a ton of stuff to embellish, like ways that you can use what you have to create embellishments that you may not have never known. So before we get started, because I know you guys are going to want to save this. If you are on YouTube, click save. If you're on Facebook, click share. Facebook does a copy paste from my page to your page. Just make sure you download that video because within 30 days it'll be gone. But you can still come back over to YouTube. YouTube subscribers, you may be watching me on YouTube, but you've never subscribed. If you guys can do me a favor and just double check by clicking that subscription bell or click the subscribe button down below and just make sure you're subscribed to my channel. That way you're notified whenever I go live and you don't miss any of these tutorials. Because a lot of you tell me you want it to be live, but then you guys are all watching it on the replay side of things. And I didn't know if you guys know this, but when I go live, the only way you can find the video for the first 24 hours is to go to the live tab on YouTube. Once you get to my page, there's a video tab and a live tab. You have to click on the live tab and click on that there. That's also where you'll watch it when it goes to replay as well. But most of the time, it's weird. Because I can't update anything for the first 24 hours. So, that is that. Let's see what else. If you would like to not miss anything and want to be on my email subscribers list, if you go to KatsCreationsNMore.com, about halfway down the page, you can sign up for my email newsletter. It comes out every Sunday. I just do it once a week. Anything more than that is I'm bugging. That's the way I see it. If I'm getting multiple emails every day, I'm like, I don't like that. Once a week is fine. And on a Sunday is good because it gives me time to do things and peruse. What else? We did the subscribe, how to find me on Facebook. I'm under Kats Creations Reese on Facebook. Private group is still available. There's a bird on the roof just tapping. Or it's my husband. Our fence, kind of after 20 years, just gave way in the winds that we had yesterday. So he's out there fixing that today. So I don't have him here helping, but I'm super excited to show you guys this tutorial. Let me make sure chat's on so I can see all of your great comments. And if you guys could comment, because commenting is good. Emojis are good. Any emoji you want is great. Sharing is phenomenal for a content provider, but that's what we're going to work on. Let me make sure I can see this one on this side. I have them in both places so I can see them. There we go. Turn the volume down so I don't hear myself talk. Okay, I'm going to pivot you down. I'm going to show you all the stuff we're doing. And then at some point, I'm going to pivot you up and show you kind of what I'm doing. Because when I create my mailbox swag, I'm creating it face down on a table. But a lot of times you might, and I know you guys aren't going to have your mailbox in your craft room to see how that works. And so that's why I'm trying to teach you how to do it on your craft room table, but then also show you how that transitions when we are moving it to the mailbox itself. So obviously what you want is, and it's entirely up to you, I prefer to have a bow right on top. So I'm always going to make sure that when I'm making my swag, I'm going to measure off exactly a midway point, and that's where I know I'm going to stick my bow. And then measurements you need to know ahead of time. Break out your measuring tape like so, and just measure from the top of your mailbox, like where you're going to want it to swag from. So I'm going to go from the very top, and I kind of want mine hanging about, trying to get it there, about 20 inches on either side. And then I have like this little loop, which is about 6 inches on top. So 20 inches and then 6 inches on top. And that's going to be entirely up to you. My mailbox here, just take this up and show you, is just attached to the bottom of the block, and then I have a 4x4 post here. But my actual mailbox on the front of my house has a gap back here, so my mailbox does not sit flush here. So what I can technically do when I'm building my mailbox swag is I could take it, add it here, and then I can let it fall back into that little groove and allow it to come down a little bit further. You want to make sure when you're designing your mailbox swag that you don't go crazy and you block your address numbers. So my address numbers are here, so I'm free and clear here. So that's what I've been told by the postal people. So with that, I'm going to take this and push this to the side. And believe it or not, there's actually not that many mailbox swags for Patriotic Holidays for sale right now on the Etsy. But this is what you're going to use. So today I'm going to teach you how to do it with evergreen garland. You can get this probably virtually, well, during the Christmas holidays, it was readily available. I always pick these up at the end of the holiday season when they go on like 70-80% off. They're usually like $11.99 at Hobby Lobby, and you get 9 feet. So if you make them about 36 inches, that's enough for 3. Even if you buy them at regular price, it's still a good price because it's about $4 to $5 per section. So this is what we're going to use today. There is also, because I was looking at this before, there's people who are like, well, can't you do that on a cemetery saddle, a graveyard saddle? So I do have one of those handy. So this is what we're going to do next week. This is what they call a cemetery saddle, and they are flat initially. So they're kind of out here, and then you would fold them to fit over the top of your mailbox, which is nice because in a situation like this, we're going to be doing a floral, and this is going to sit right over the top of our mailbox. I will adjust my feet so it'll fit, and then we could do floral, and then we can have some bows and streamers kind of cascade here, and then it's really easy to attach. So this next week, we're doing the garland today. Okay, so you have something to look forward to for next week already. Hi Linda, hi Elizabeth, hi Shantae, Hi Dolores, hi Tanya, hi Tracy. If you guys come in, say hi. So I'm not here by myself. I'm used to talking to Steve while he's here, but here we go. I'm going to pivot you down. Alrighty, right down to the tabletop. Let's make sure we're straight. There we go. Move the light out of the way. So here's our evergreen garland. And this is the cheap evergreen garland. This is not the Hobby Lobby garland. This is probably like Michael's or Joann's. So this is probably no greater than, you can buy things called a work garland, and you can look those up on Craft Outlet. It's basically like one long wire, and then it has tinsel ties every so often. The only problem with that is the tinsel ties are spaced out kind of far, and you can tell from this one, they're like every other one. And so I know, based on my swag, that I want it to be, I think I have it right here, is where I initially wanted my swag to go. I'm going to go touch a little bit longer, and then I'll measure it. So let me go ahead and cut this one. This is just a little piece that I had left. Oop. Need my big chompers, because those little ones are like, are you kidding me? There we go. Okay, so I'm going to cut that little piece off, and now I'll tell you about how long this is. So there is that. I'm going to stretch that out. Stretch that out. That is 36 there. And 36. And I'm going all the way to the end and 18. What is that? 36 and 18. 54? Is that 54? Let me look. I'm going to cut a little bit of this off. I'm going to go right here to where I originally had it done. So I'll just have these little furry pieces there. Okay, let me fix that and figure out how long that is now. Going from the end, and I'm not going from the tinsel end, I'm going from the wired end that is in there. So it's 46 inches is what this one is long. So the first thing you're going to want to do, obviously, is spread all your tinsel ties out. And like I said, I can tell this is not a Hobby Lobby one because it is not very full at all. Okay, so just spread these out so you know where all your tinsel ties are to work with. I love making these now. I need to go put my spring one out. Our mailbox delivery person, our postal employee, loves looking at how we decorate our mailbox. She's always like, I think it's so great to see your house for each holiday. Although I didn't do one for St. Patrick's Day, I should have. I'll have to do that next year. Make sure I'm capturing all those. And I just bundled all these up together, so I was like, take that off here. So, as you can see, it's kind of thin, but all we need this to do is hold mesh. Now, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to fold it directly in half. Like I said, not based on the end of my tinsel tie, but the end of my garland. Okay, so end to end. I'm going to bring this up, and I'm going to put a V right there so that I know. Let's put these ones together. I'll put these all twisted together. And then that is like, Kat needs to know that is dead center. That's where the bow goes. We don't want to put anything else there. So I'm going to start from one end, and I've already pre-cut my pieces of deco mesh to 15-inch ruffles, and I'm using this high foil, red, white, and blue, that you can get from Craft Outlet, wood burning tool, 15 inches. I'm just going to ruffle these, because what I want to do is cover the green so we don't see the green. So I'm going to go right in here just like that. And we should get 5. I'm thinking I might have given it too much space. I was thinking 5 up one side and 5 down the other, but we'll see. Okay, so we'll do this one right here. Nice and tight. Grab another one. This is to give us a colored base because I don't want to see evergreen. It's different if you're trying to do this for spring, then it's okay if you see all your colors. If you see some of your greenery coming through, that's fine there. Okay, there's 3. Go ahead, another piece here for my demo. Grab these and bring these back over here. Okay, this was my demo piece. Because I did a trial and just kind of put a piece of it like on my mailbox and looked at that and said, is that roughly how deep I want it to go? Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like we're going to get 3 with our 5. Here is my my middle. Okay, and we're doing deco mesh pieces. I'm going to put this one right in here. And I'm going to keep going, even though we have these spacing pieces here. Okay, this is almost like a 6 in here. I could have probably got away with moving one of these up somewhat. If we need one more piece, we'll cut one more. Okay, moving around. Gonna skip this because that's where it's gonna break and sit on top of the mailbox anyway. Okay, go ahead and put this one right in here. We shall see. I think we're going to need sometimes I always just say, just put them in there and let's see what we have to work with. So 15-inch pieces. I'm laying them, oops, right on the inside. And move that over so I can get it up and down. Yeah, I would need one more piece. Okay, I'm going to go grab my roll of deco mesh and we're just going to rotary cut it real quick to get that last piece in here. Let me grab that. I was looking for the red end and it's blue. Okay, so here we go. Let's get rotary cutter out. Okay, 15 inches. And we want it right about here. Okay. That one's good to go. 15 inches. That'll give us 6 on each side. I just wasn't sure. When I was initially looking at this, I was like, it doesn't look like it's going to go all the way to the end. Surprise, surprise, it did. Hi, Tracy. How are you? Hi, Edna. How are you? Hi, Nancy. Ideas on how to attach the swag or anything to a brick mailbox. Let me look really quick, since I'm always like, let me see. How would you attach to a brick? Let's see. Come on. It's taking a long time. There is an option. It says there are things called brick clips, which you don't have to attach. They just fit right into your right where the mortar is, and they just clip, and you can actually clip them on using, I've never heard of those before, brick clips. It says no drilling. They come in a 12-pack, and they're probably at your home improvement stores, but look at how beautiful that is so far. That's going to look stunning on our mailbox. Okay, so I'm going to kind of zhuzh this up a little bit. When we put this on a mailbox, there's a couple of different options. You can put in a ton of embellishments, some easy things to do. You can add florals, which we're going to add a couple florals in here, red, white, and blue roses. And we are going to do the curls. So I have cut red, white, and blue deco mesh. I've cut 6 sets, so they're not going to go in every single one. They'll go every other one. They're cut to 10-inch pieces. I found this out the last time. I'm just going to curl these up, and I'm going to use my bow dabber just to hold them. So there's one, and then we'll do red and then blue. If I start with the white, it's the one that's going to go in the middle. So it's the one that goes in last. There's red, and here's blue. Okay, and then I'm going to get a zip tie. And then what I'm going to do is pull out the blue, pull out the red, do a little X, and then I'm going to take the white and put that right in the center. And I'm going to zip tie the whole thing, like so. Nice and tight. Where'd you go, cutters? There you go. These can handle this. So these just kind of help create volume. They're like, well, they could look like little fireworks or little firecrackers, but they're going to create dimension that's going to make it thicker. And so I'm thinking, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to figure out, like, do I want to start at the bottom with them, or do I want to start at the top? I think I'm going to start at the bottom with these. No, every other one. So I'm going to go here. So right where I put this one in, I'm going 2 up. I'm just going to untwist that momentarily to twist that in. Okay. Then I'm going to, 1, 2. I'm going to do my other one here. And I already have some already done. So I'm going to untwist this to give me as much of that tinsel tie as I can get. Ignore the green. You're not going to see it by the time we're finished. Let's grab another one. So 1, 2. It's going to be right up here at the top. Again, just slight untwist. And then just twist that in. This would even be great as a big, huge table runner, all the way down your picnic table or all the way down your buffet table. Now we are going to do the same thing here. We didn't start at the bottom. We're going 1 up, which is right here. Okay. So I've got 1 in here. And we'll do another one here. So I have 6 sets of these. And so this helps give you volume so that it's not just laying flat. And I have looked at the ones that are available for sale. I don't know that I would spend the type of money that is being advertised for the ones I've seen. They look a little thin. These ones, you can totally tell nothing is transparent. You cannot see through any of the mesh that I've used. So I've used really good quality deco mesh. This one will be for sale. I just haven't listed it yet because I don't know what I'm putting in it. So again, white goes in first because it's the last one I'll take out. Originally I'd done red, white, and blue, and then it just didn't come out right. So I found that if I just do blue and red and then put the white at the very bottom, when I go to make my little curl packets or little bundles, they turn out just fine. So again, my Bodabra is just an extra set of hands for me. Just like that. You could even use clothespins and hold everything for you if you don't have a bow maker. You could probably use your easy bow maker too to hold that. So as you can see, super fun, cute, visually interesting bundles. So I was like looking. Okay. Hi, Karen. All right. Where'd I leave off? That is our thing. Okay, that's where I did our bundle. So there's one. There's two. Oh, I missed one. I skipped one. I skipped the one before that. So here I have my one piece. Here's my second piece. This is where it's supposed to go. Right? I'm looking for, hey, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But this one's going to be a bit different. I'm going to do this one right here at the top and go backwards the other way and see where it winds up. Okay, there's one. There's two. I'm going to put this one here, and I'll put the other one at the bottom. Okay. Looking good. Looking good. Okay. We almost needed a piece in here. I'm going to take a piece and put another piece in there. Yes. So let me do that because we only have 5 on this side. Okay. 15. There we go. And I'm not worried about this as far as spraying because my deco mesh ends are going into the center. And so it's only finished edges to the outside. Okay, now I can put this one right in the center. And that is going to be right where this bundle goes. Now it's all matched. Everything is exactly the same. Okay, so this is what we have thus far. Look how full it is. From just that standard garland to this. And I know you're probably already looking at it going, Kat, I can still see all the evergreen twist ties. We've just added deco mesh and deco mesh curls. That's all we've done thus far. We're still going to come in and we're going to add a ton of different things. So I am going to, let's do the bow so that we can get the bow locked in and then we can start to embellish. Like I said, we're going to put in fresh florals, not fresh florals, artificial florals. I'm going to show you how to make some of your own embellishments with the things that you guys probably already have, but just didn't know you can do it. So let me take this. I'm just going to flop this over my mailbox for now. Oh, you guys, that looks so good. Okay. Bow making. So I have measured my bow. The one that I normally have is just my standard Kat's Creations recipe. but I do want some of my tails to go a little longer. So I am going to make them a little bit longer. And I'm looking at which bow do I like. I think we're going to do this and this. What else? We're doing cabana. We are doing stars and stripes. And just blue. Where's just the blue? Here is the blue. I think I want to do it red. And maybe blue. Oh, look. Okay, lining these all up. I can tell you one thing. Red fades the fastest. To show you the effect of sun bleaching, I took these outside. I made these last year. And I put these outside on my front porch. And you can already see where the roses on the red have faded, but everything else, like the blue mums and everything else, are staying. So red fades quick. Darker will always fade quicker than lighter, and things that have glitter on them will probably wash out and wash away. Okay, so let's see what we're doing here. I think that's what we're doing as far as the bow goes. So I know I want these ones a little bit longer because I want them to hang down over the sides a bit. So if I did these at 10 inch, they won't be long enough. So I think we're going to go 14, 11, 10, 9, 8, or something like that. We'll figure it out as we go. So, and we need 2 tails because it's going to go 1 on each side. So the first thing we're going to do is dovetail our end. This ribbon, by the way, is from Kringle Designs. It's KRINGLE Designs.us. I don't know that they have any more of these left, but this is 2.5 and we're going 14. I'm going to look at that just really quick. Oh, yes, 14, because I just put it right up at the top, swooped it over this side, and I'm like, yeah, that works. It's kind of nice having a prop mailbox, but it allows me to show you how to attach them and all the things. So we're going to go 5.5 inches on the loop. We don't need them to go crazy loops over the top. So if you were to use this as a table runner, you're going to probably take the longer tails. You could curl them, or you could just tuck them under, because they're going to be really long for a tabletop arrangement. And we're going all the way to 14. And then we're going to dovetail, which is cut on the folded side down to the wired point. And then we make a really pretty dovetail. We'll save this in case we decide to incorporate this into our design. I think I have a piece on here that's already pre-cut, so I'm going to pull that off. It got put on this roll by another one I had, just in case I wanted to use it for tails, or the embellishment I'm going to show you is perfect for any kind of leftover ribbon you have. So now I'm not even throwing away my like 10 inch or 12 inch ribbons. So this one I'm going to do at 13. So I'm going to come up a whole inch. We're doing 5-inch loops. So I'm always bringing my bow maker right to the 10-inch line, so when I stretch this out, I can see that this ends at 5 inches. I'll give it just a little bit of a gap. And we'll go ahead and do the same here. Verify my measurement. We're right at 5. And we're going out to 13. Right here. Okay. Just like so. Do you guys have any questions so far that I can answer for you? And remember, all of our tails are going to go down. So if you wanted to, you can technically pull those down as you're building. It's irrelevant one way or the other when we're building it. And then I might take these because we might just create a couple whippy tails with that for our swag. I like to make them over the top because we have a lot of people that walk on our street. You know, we have people that walk in the morning hours. We have people that walk in the evening hours. And so think about it. It's going to brighten somebody's day. Okay. Now we're going to take this raised white stitching, which is from Craft Outlet. It's a royal blue. Because all of my embellishments and everything I'm using, I'm staying in the bright color palette. This one I'm going to go, let's see, we did 14, 13, let's go 12. These are just going to swag over the top of my mailbox. And I'm going to go a 4.5-inch loop. We're there at 4.5. Bring that up and around. I'm always twisting before I place it in my Bodabra. Measure that out. Okay, and then we're going 12 inches right in between. Okay, dovetail the end. This way I always dovetail each end as I'm adding it in, so it's not anything I'm going to forget. Okay. Now we're going to do our cabana, which is from Kringle as well. These are really popular. The vertical stripes. Oh, nice. You have to let me know if that works, Cheryl. Cheryl said, I just ordered some brick clips from Amazon. I have a brick column for my mailbox. I'm going to give it a try. I was like, I'm going to just run that through ChatGPT and see what ChatGPT suggests. Because sometimes I don't know. And that's what ChatGPT kicked out. So I was like, okay, that works. We're going to do this one at 11. So these are obviously a little longer tails. I need to know if that works, Cheryl. Brick clips. And I'm sure you could probably even, because the way it looks like the brick clips go on, you can probably even, you know, wire that in really good to where they could not be grabbed and snatched, is what I'm thinking. Okay, so this one we're doing at 11. Let's dovetail that end. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. She says pretty ribbon. We need a little pop of white in here. I'm going to have to order more of the cabana ribbon. I am almost out because I've used it on everything. Okay, this one, I'm going to bring my tails up so that these will be the ones that are kind of sitting on top of my mailbox. So I'm going to go 10. Let's see what that gives me. Worst case scenario, I can always cut them down. So I'm going to do that. So we have done one at 5.5, the loops, one at 5, 2 at 4.5. This one's going to be at 4. So right there. I'm so super excited to do the cemetery saddle one. Just to see, it would be more of a vertical look. But there are people who use those, or it could be used as a cemetery saddle too. Okay, so we've got 4, and we're going out to 10. I can't wait to show you all the things that I want to show you about the embellishments. Because believe it or not, I had asked my husband to stop, if he had time, which he did, at Hobby Lobby, just to see what their patriotic embellishments look like. And he said they were really disappointing. So I was glad I did not rely on them because I didn't plan on having anything. I was just going to go with what I could create based on what I had, which is a lot of ribbon and a lot of deco mesh. So if you're like me, we have them. Okay, this one, we're going to go at 9 inches, and it's going to be a 3.5 inch loop. So I'm going to take this, place this here, make sure we have 3.5, and I'm going to do 3.5 again, letting that sit. And what did I say we did? What did I say we did? I think I said we were doing 8 is what I have. I'm gonna go a little longer, just in case I was wrong on my measurements. Let me look at these. I think one's probably an inch longer, but I can remedy that. Okay, so like I said, all of our tails are coming down. So as I was building, I kind of did that. I'm going to take an 8-inch piece of red ribbon because I love doing contrasting colors. So once we get our bow fluffed, I need to hide my pipe cleaner, or we can just add some visually interesting looking embellishment in the center, like a star or something. So let's get red pipe cleaner, and we are going to pick this whole thing up. Okay, I'm just going to drop my pipe cleaner right in the center, and I'm going to twist. And I'm going to twist the whole stack of ribbon because it's so much easier on your hands. Okay, that is done. And we are, I'm going to go ahead and do this piece, which is, I'm just going to fold this over, and I should have opened these up on the back side. So here's upside down. Okay, so I'm going to take this, I'm going to go around the center, just because I love using contrasting colors. It just gives it a very nice visual cue for your eye to follow. And then I'm just going to pull those tight, nice and tight. Let's go ahead and get a solid knot in there. And then what I want to do is I want to do one twist over here. And so we have it hidden, right? Our center loop. We don't see that pipe cleaner anymore. I was like, where is my mailbox swag? It's sitting on my mailbox. Okay, so I took all my bunches here. So this is where we are going to add our ribbon, because this was our center. So it's just going to go right over the center. Super simple. We're just going to be able to pull it in and down. Just like so. And then we can start fluffing. This is really long to fluff. I will probably be refluffing it once. So these are the ones that are going to lay over our mailbox cover. So I'm just pulling those all down to the bottom. Okay, so we would start at the top two. Just kind of nice little visual twist by going opposite directions with the top two. So I'm bringing the blue up here, but the stars and stripe here. Here, I'm going to bring my stars and stripes up and let this blue sit. Here, we're going to go opposites. We're going to pull that up and our stars and stripe here. I'm like trying to decide which color do I want. I think I'll bring the red up. That'll be up there. This will be here. We'll bring the blue up on this side. And then our red. So like I said, if you were using it on your table, if you were just using it as your table, and you weren't going to put it on your mailbox, then I would cut the tails so that you have tails that go either side. For now, because we know that this is going to be a mailbox swag, I'm just going to leave those there so you can kind of see what we're working with thus far. And the very next step is going to be, what did I want to do? This is, whoops. So I'm going to do roses in here. Me and my wire cutters are just not good friends today. Oh, how in the heck did those get way over there? Okay, I always say we'll always find a use for everything. So I'm cutting my roses down. So right here, and it may not feel that way to you, right underneath this bow is a break point. So when it goes to cascade over the mailbox, you're going to expose this area. So we are going to start our roses. I know it feels weird to put them up that high, but this is where we're going to put our rose, our first rose. So I'm looking, because this is right where we have, here's my break. So I want to put this in here. I'm going to use my tinsel ties, and I'm going to just bring that around. There's that one. I'm going to do the other one. There's my other break point right here. I can use that one if I'd like. So I'm kind of cutting them a little bit shorter. I'm going to bring this one up right in here. They're all wired all the way down to the stem. So I can basically take my rose and twist it upright so that those will face outward. We're going to bring another, let's see, we went all the way down here. It's got little grooves where I can cut these. So I am going to save my little ends with the extra rose leaves on it because we can use those. Oh, thank you, Lavon. Hey, Joanne, how are you? Okay. That one, we will take these, set these over here by our glue gun. So I'm going red, white, blue, red. I'm trying to find my other, here it is. Okay, so I'm going to take this. What I'm doing is basically bending these into like a little U, sliding that in, twisting it right on top. There's that one. Again, bend it into a U. So I'm going red, white, blue, red. It's going to go right in here. You can use geraniums, you can use daisies, you could use, what else? Lilies. I'm trying to think of what else would be red. So here's that. I think I'm only going to have 2 blue. Darn it. I thought I had 4 on here. The other one is a, whatchamacallit, It's not even a rose. It's something else. Okay. So red. We've got that there. I'm kind of looking at where's it break. Again, little nice twist tie. We can make one go one direction, the other go the other. Bringing all my greenery up. And putting them in that little C shape also keeps them from twisting out. So like that'll go that direction, that'll go the other. Oh, I meant to do a gap. Come on, cat. Red, white, blue. Okay, there's that. Now we will get our white. Okay, here's our white. These are from Hobby Lobby. Push everything up. And we're going to put this one right in between. If you want to glue them, you can glue them. It's entirely up to you. I don't feel the need to put the glue in them, but if you feel like you need to, by all means, you can take hot glue to it and glue them in. This way it allows me so far to just be able to take all my roses out if I wanted to. Let's put a couple more in since I have two. I put one on each side. That'll finish that pick. So let's take that down. I'm going to put this one right in here. There's that. And then I'll do the same with this one. Let's get rid of all those. So again, I'm still building here. And there's that. Okay. And I'm going to remove some of my longer pieces. So we're going to put in some baby's breath because I always think that looks really elegant with roses. These are from Amazon. Hi, Maria. It has been a while. Okay, so we're going to do the 3. And I'm going to wrap these. Let's see. I'm going to try. I was looking at if I wanted to wrap these around my rose head. Like so. I am just going to kind of use them as like a little twist tie, and I just twist tied them around. So I'll show you a little bit more like what I did here. I used it like a twist tie, and I put the longer piece in the front, and then I took these two and I just twisted them around my rose. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Wherever you want to put it. I might want the longer piece to go at the bottom. So I'm going to take my top 2, since these are all wired, and give them a nice little twist. And that'll just kind of go down. Let's do... I'm just working on one side at a time. We don't need long stems because they're just getting twisted around existing roses. So again, take the long piece, take the 2 shorters, go around, and then just kind of twist. And then we could just kind of take that, the little end, and let it go long. See, we haven't done one there. So same thing. Oops. Letting that one go long, going around my rose. Just like that. Okay. So far, so far, so far. Okay. Now I gotta go to the other side. I think we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get in. So there's 1, 2, 3. We'll start at the bottom, and I'm just letting that sit. Grab the top 2 short ones. And twisting that right around our rose. Little V. Go all the way around. Nice little twist. Spread them out. Take the shorter 2. Take those in front. Trying to get it around the leaves that are there too. Again, twist those. Kind of helps right now camouflage. So we have 2 more. Okay. We have her white right up in here. And all these, like, we can take the stems and bend the stems in whatever direction we want. They go way up in here. Because this is where we have the other. We won't worry about the bow until it breaks over the mailbox. Okay, I'm going to move this off to the side for now. I'm going to show you some embellishments that you could make to go on your swag really easily, which allows you to finally to be able to use those scraps. What you will need is floral wire, which you can buy in a bundle, and I'll link this for you. These are 16-inch pieces, and they kind of come like this. So I think this was, I think there was like 100. It might be more. Ooh, there's like, I have a visitor from a different place. So I'm going to put it back up there. Okay, so this is what I'm saying that you can create using leftover ribbons. And so you have glue, you have ribbon, you have floral wire. And this is pretty stiff floral wire. I want to say it's like 12 gauge. So it's pretty thick. And this is what I was talking about. Remember, if you guys were here on Tuesday, I had this much ribbon left on one roll and this much ribbon left on another. And I was like, oh, well, I can probably make 2 tails out of those. But like this one's 15 inches long. This one is 14 1/4. So I figured that we would repurpose these today. So what I'm going to do is, since this one is 14 inches, I'm going to take this one and cut it down to 14 inches as well. So they're the same. And then we're going to take our hot glue gun and we're going to lay a bead of glue right down the center. Super easy because there's a red stripe there. all the way to the end. And then I'm going to take my floral wire and I'm going to dip that in so that it's like stuck in the glue. And then I'm going to go right along the edge of my ribbon here, all the way down. I'm going to go across the bottom right there, all the way down this side, and then across the top. And then that other piece of ribbon, we're going to take and we're going to lay this right on top, just like so, and sandwich them, just like that. This is how we're going to repurpose all those leftover ribbon pieces. You may say, well, I don't need that right now. Just use it anyway. Or just take all the leftover ribbon and throw it in a box. You know, stuff that you know that you probably have at least, you need at least 14 inches on it. And so if you don't have any leftover, you're going to take a piece and you're going to cut this to 24. What is that? 12. So we're doing 12 inches on this one. And you're going to fold it in half or whatever length you want. So this is a piece that I had from our cabana ribbon. I just fold it right in half so I know that my ends will meet. I'm going to peel it back, do the same thing. I sat here and just whipped a whole bunch of these out and I was like, now I don't have to go worry about finding these at Hobby Lobby. I can just make my own and it'll coordinate with the ribbons I already have on my bow. So here, same thing. Go across the side, across the bottom, across the top, down the side, and we are going to, if you have silicone fingertip pieces, you can use those. You're just going to glue your ribbons together. So you have a whole bunch of these. Like, this is what I did. I had a whole bunch left over, so I was like, okay, let's do that. So you're like, great, Kat, what are we gonna do with these? Well, you want to find something that you like the diameter of, and I know this sounds really cheesy because they've been sitting in here for like 3 years. My husband bought me like these little Valentine's things, but the diameter on here is 1 inch. And so what I do is I start at the top because we have our floral wire in, and I'm doing it at an angle, and I'm just going to take and I'm going to wrap. I'm just keeping it flat. Just wrap. Oop. Wrap it all the way around. Just like that. Okay? Just like that. And then slide it off. And you're like, oh, that looks hideous, Kat. Yeah, but not until you do this. And then you made those little curlicues that we spend about $4.95 for when they come in a pick of like 3. Now you can actually coordinate your curlicues to the bow that you just made. So again, just take and wrap on. You can use like the handle of a screwdriver. You can use, I think the deco mesh tubes are a little too thin. I don't think that they would hold. And I always try to make sure that my stem goes straight, and then I just pull. So now I have these fun things. And you can make a ton of them. You can put these in your wreaths too. Now everything matches, right? Okay, so we're going to do this one. You have a red rose under the bow on that side too. I gotta look. I think I got it. I'll look. Penny. So then I'm just taking and rotating, slide it off, angle my tip down, and then pull up. So as you can see, fun little curlicues, right? Who would have ever thought? You'd been like, Kat, how in the heck did you do those? Those ribbons match, or those curlicues match your bow. This is how I did it. So I just usually take it and try to keep it flat because otherwise it wants to fold. So just like so, keep your stick straight, slide it off and untwirl. You could do it with 2.5 inch ribbon, but I think you're going to need to go a little bit bigger. I think I have to do one more because I was doing 4 on each side, so that we can add these into our mailbox swag as fun embellishments that coordinate with everything else we've already put in there, or at least the colors, right? Okay, there's that one. Slide it out. There we go. Got all my little curly cues. Believe it or not, I have them all. The other ones are just sitting over here. So here's all my curly cues. So now these can get stuck in. They could be fun little pieces, but repurposing ribbon, right? And you can make them whenever you want. Another option you have is pipe cleaners. We generally have them if you get the metallic ones. However, they are really thin, so they don't have an awful lot of strength to them, but they're fun for little, I call them like little boing boings. They're things that I'll stick periodically in my wreaths or in my mailbox swag. Just things to kind of create movement when the wind goes. But I found that if you take a couple of them, like I did here, this is how it is singular, and take 2, you can just twist the 2 together and make them a little bit thicker so that they have a little bit more strength to them. And then you can add what are they? Scatters and fillers, the little styrofoam glitter balls. You can put those on the end, like I did my star. So I'm just making my embellishments so that, and I'm like, I think I got everything. I was like looking to validate Penny's thing, and no, I got them all. There was 5 on each, so I did get them. Okay, so just like this, and then you can go to Hobby Lobby or the Dollar Tree because they have these all out. And I usually do them in opposite colors. So like the red star would be perfect. Make these pointy. They're just little styrofoam things. And just kind of go put a hole right, trying to keep them centered. Put a hole right in the center of that. And then now you can take it and just wind it around your finger. And then now you have these cute little embellishments. You can do the little metal balls like so, and just put little balls on the end. Same thing. Just wind them around your finger. And go a little tighter up here. Then we have some like that. So you can see the difference in structure with these ones. I also did it with red, and I also did it with red, white, and silver, so that when we twisted these together, because I'm always trying to make sure we have a single point going inside. Now we can just take these and twist these so that we can see all the colors. Keep you over there. This is how you can make your own embellishments. So if you don't have anything on hand, like I didn't, I was like, okay, we could use this. We could do this. So here we go again, getting down to the end. And then let's add, should we add, we can add a white star. There's already a hole in this one. Can we get that to all go in there? Let's do it this way. So we have one solid point. No, that one doesn't want to go there. Let's do these ones. Same thing. Spin them around so you have like little curly cues. Oops. And then just curl those. So whether you choose to do balls, whether you choose to do stars, that is an option you have to help elevate some of your embellishments. So, gave you 2 ideas for embellishments. We're going to go ahead, I'm going to pivot you up, and I'm just going to work directly off of the mailbox swag so you can see it like I see it. Okay, I think that's there. I'm going to move this a little bit closer so that we are situated. I think you guys can see that. Let me take out the excess craziness in the background. So I'm going to take this out so that we have, I'm hoping, a neutral. Yes, so we have a neutral. So this is what it looks like thus far. Here's that break point that I told you in between our bow that we have to make sure that we manage. I do have all the things around all of my roses, and on the other side I have my red, my white, my blue, my red, and white. So we're all good there. And so now here's my break point. So I'm going to take my tails and let them cascade on the sides. Now I can actually fluff my ribbons to fit my mailbox swag. So you can make it do whatever you want it to do. I'll go this side. Pull this one back a bit. Pull this one up. However you want to see it. Whatever you want to see. You can kind of even take these and just stack in between. Just pull those down. So I'm just taking this one. You can just pull them up. And I'm just tucking this right underneath my white rose, like so. And if you want to cut any of your ribbon tails, you're fine. It's going to move because I haven't secured it to my mailbox, but that is basically the way that I'm situating it or making it fall. So if I wanted these ones to sit a little closer, I would trim these up. Oops. Because we're just gauging it until we get it up there. Okay, we can bring these ones up a little bit more. If we want, we can bring these up a little bit. So I think I'll bring these up a touch. Just like that. I'm going to bring my cabana up just a little bit. Just so we can see all those. Okay. Bringing it back. And that's going to just be your own preference. You know, it's kind of like you're giving yourself a haircut and figuring out, okay, where do you want everything to stop? Where do you want everything to fall? And then there's this. Okay. So to keep it from getting so squirrely, right? You guys are like, how do you attach all this stuff? So I'm going to show you the back. So I'm going to pivot this. Ugh. around the back. So this is my post, right? Remember all those little hanging tassels we have? You're just gonna take those and pull them to the back. And you're gonna give them a little twist, twist. Okay. A little twist, twist. And then these ones, we're just gonna start re-draping, but that's how it stays nice and secure. Little twist, twist. We can even bring more in here if you want. You could take zip ties, you can take zip ties and pull zip ties in tighter if you want. If your tinsel ties don't go far enough, add pipe cleaners and extend them, or add pipe cleaners around your design, because this is how mine is supposed to sit. So it'll sit here. I have my little drapies, and I like my mailbox swag to cover my post, because our post is not very pretty. So I'm going to make sure everything is centered here, which it is. Everything's good on both sides. Okay. There's my front. We've got it good on the front. Everything is centered. Now it's going to be time to finish the embellishment. Do you guys have any other questions though before I start to show you all the other things? And you can take these and you can do little, you can run these up, pull them out the sides and make little curly cues if you want. How you want that to lay is going to be entirely up to you. I like mine sometimes just to be just a little bit of a curl. So I just kind of curl them up like 2 times. Oops. And then just pull it down so it gives it a nice little twist. And then we're good here. Okay, everything is good so far. Okay, I'm gonna flip it back. So I'm gonna finish this side for you guys. I make these to save money on buying picks too. Good. Okay, so great. It seems like, what is it? It seems like all the wreath maker channels are quitting. Please don't. You're my favorite. I'm not quitting. I'm sorry. I'm going to be here for a long time. So if you guys want to keep me on, you guys you gotta join. You gotta comment. You gotta do all the things. Otherwise, if people are just sitting there like watching TV, it's kind of like you need an engagement. So now, oh, I'm gonna save these for the end. Okay. So we've added our florals in here. We could add additional florals, or we could come in with, I have ornament balls, which I pulled out from my Christmas tree. So let me find these, the ones I had. You can even make things like this. So you go to Dollar Tree when Dollar Tree has their ornaments on sale and get a whole bunch of this evergreen tinsel. You can even do it with pipe cleaners and glue one in inside the other, and glue one in inside the other, and then this way you can just kind of twist them where you want them to go. So I have silver because it just looks nicer instead of white. We have a royal blue and silver, and then we have red. So I'm going to kind of go in between, like right in here. I feel like there is something missing. So now I am just going to find my way in. Just right in here. And I'm just taking my little red balls like that. And we're going to add those in. Those always look so good. I got to make sure that I save some for the other side. I have one more. Okay. Let's go ahead. This is where we're going to take some glue now. And I'm just going to kind of come in and look at where do we need some additional things. So I kind of feel like we need something right in here. So I'm going to pop the top off my ornament. I'm going to frost my ornament like a cupcake, just around the top. And then I'm going to take this and I'm just going to hold this right into this point. So now we're covering all the greenery. but giving it a really nice look as well. I just don't want that to pop off. So I'm like hoping that some of my floral will help hold it until it sits. We're going to do the same for the silver. We're going to frost it. Add a glue. Frost it like a cupcake. Okay. We're going to do that. And I'm going to tuck this down in here. Just like that. So kind of fill in the side, and it's already feeling very festive. Using shiny and not matte helps make your designs pop a little bit more. And then I'm gonna kind of come in here a little bit. I have some red, so I'm gonna take my red, same thing, these are glitter, and I'm gonna take my red and kind of pop that in there. Okay, it's gonna sit on the top. I always buy these every year at the Dollar Tree. So we have matte blue. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Frost it like a little cupcake, just like that. And I'm gonna touch this one right in here. So it's kind of like a hidden Mickey, but it's a red, white, and silver Mickey. Just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to add some red down to the bottom. Same thing. Going around the top. Taking this, I'm going to kind of tuck this in here, because we already have like the rose right here at the top. I guess I could have put it over here, but I'm just adding this. Oop, where'd you go? I didn't really have you stuck in anywhere. Now you will. Okay, let's get you in. Push it in. So, and then you can just kind of come back and forth and just fill in all the gaps with everything that you want. You can also, that extra ribbon that you have, like we have here, I'm gonna cut maybe 12 inches. I'm gonna look at 12. So I'm just cutting a 12-inch strip, and I'm gonna dovetail the both. So I'm just gonna bring it up, fold it in half, dovetail the ends. Oops. And then you can take it, kind of bunch it up like so, tuck it in, kind of, you know, break that. And then if you want, you can kind of come in here. Remember how we have all those lovely little twist ties? We can just use some of those twist ties and just allow our little ribbon tails to kind of peekaboo in and out. So we can do that with like the white, and I think that I want to add a little bit of red and a little bit of the blue. So I'm doing these in 12-inch pieces, dovetailing the ends just like this. I'm gonna have a lot to clean up. We're gonna fold it in half to find the middle, pinch it in the middle, go find yourself a little bit of that tinsel greenery. And just kind of create little ribbon tails that just kind of pop out. And I'm gonna actually put in, I have like a red and white swirly one that's a little smaller. So I'm gonna actually put that right inside that bow, or that little piece down here. So right in here. I am just going to kind of push that in to the center. And so you're seeing how now it is all filled. Let's add a little red ribbon here. Ugh. Red with stars. Just like so. We're doing the same thing. Measure out 12. Cut it in half. We're going to dovetail the ends. We're going to cover this, or cut that off. Same thing. Go up to the top. Pinch in. Do this. And right in here, I'm going to add my little ribbon tails. So now I kind of have that all stair-stepped all the way down. So that side is fine. I'm going to do the front, and then I will finish up the other side, which is going to be exactly like this, but on the other side. So let's finish up the front. What do you guys think of the side? Because it's so pretty now. Okay. So this is what we've been saving these for. So now we can take these and we can just kind of pop these in and out and around. But I saved one thing for the center, which my husband was nice enough to get for me. A nice little pinwheel, so that I can actually have this a little taller than I need it to be. So it's going to kind of go right inside here, and I'm just going to glue that in place. Obviously this wouldn't work if it was a centerpiece, so I'm just going to glue the whole thing, and I'm going to go right behind my bow, right into my deco mesh and my evergreen, and I'm going to kind of let that sit in there. I want it to. If I let it go, it's going to fall. So I think I'm going to be stuck holding it. Let's see, where did you go? Oh, you're right there. But why are you not staying? Oh, we didn't put you in the right spot. There we go. I had it on the back side of my bow. So there is my little pinwheel. Let's go ahead and add our little picks in here. Same thing. They're just going to go right in to our deco mesh bundle pieces. So you can kind of just play with it and find your point. Like right there's a really good spot for me. So I'm going to glue this. So it's kind of like, I don't have fireworks. Hobby Lobby used to have fireworks a couple years ago, and then they stopped. So there we go. There's one. Just one. And then we'll do our red. So I'm kind of thinking, I'm just placing. I'm hoping they'll stay there so I can visually see them all. This one might have to come down a bit. So let's do that one, and then trying to push it into the garland. So kind of like that. So it'll kind of be that way on the other side. Gotta make sure. Always making sure I'm keeping my bows on the top. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to glue this one so it's in place. Please stay. Okay. I'm like, please stay, please stay, please stay. So I'm just gluing them right into the deco mesh and the garland. There we go. Stay. Oh, and we did that one. I almost pulled it out. Okay. So, what do you think so far? What do you guys think? Do you ever spray acrylic on it when you're done? No. I let them rot out there for the season. They'll stay out there for all the rains, all the winds. Like I said, the only thing that doesn't fare well is anything with glitter on it. So in that case, so I'm going to kind of come in here. Let's see. You always got to find your in. Sometimes it's just locating like where did my greenery go? Okay, now we're doing the white. Yeah, it's gonna go back here. Ooh, that's nice. I can actually see that one. Here's our white. I'm trying to look at it and make sure everything is kind of even from the center, and since they're wired, we can actually move them once they're glued. And then this last one has to be right. You're gonna have to go higher, and you're gonna have to go a little bit lower. Okay, so let's put this one in. Okay. So I can actually see, because I haven't put my ornaments in on this side, so I can actually just go straight in with these, which is probably a good thing. Okay, can we get you stay in place with the help of your little friend? Let's take this one down. The bows actually do, all the ribbons do really, really well being left outside in the weather. Most of the time I just have to go out and refluff them. Oops. I wanted that one a little higher. Trying to use my little curls just to kind of hold them in place until the glue settles. So I'm kind of doing like a little spray just like that for the front. This is what it looks like from the side that we already finished. So this is our side view with all the gorgeous ribbon tails. Like I said, you can take these and put one slightly forward, one slightly back, so that you can have a different look depending upon what you like. Again, we can come in with our little what do I call them, boing boings, and just add these in anywhere I'd like. I usually try to tuck them in behind the ornament balls just so that they have movement. Did I have another one? Yes, we had our blue. So we'll add this one down here, or we can have it come out. I'll go the other direction and have it kind of come forward. Just right in here. Oop, didn't want to put my finger in that glue. But yeah, lots of cute things to look at throughout the whole thing. What do you guys think so far? 7/8 and 5-inch ribbons are perfect for that too. Right. Tanya says, I make these to help save money. And exactly, that's exactly what they are for. Thank you, Pam. She said, that's so pretty. Elizabeth said, over the top. Beautiful work, Kat. Great instructions on New Day piece. So that is what we're doing. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to go ahead and finish my other side so I can be done. So I'm going to just mosey this one on over. Go ahead and pick this up and move it over to the side. And I'm going to go ahead and finish the other side. So I will come back and post a picture of this. What questions do you guys have that I can potentially answer for you? Because that's the reason why I love doing lives, is so we can answer questions that you might have. Remember, we're going to do the cemetery saddle next week, so that if you'd rather have like a floral going across the top, that is definitely something you can do as well. Let's see. It's going to be a really long video if I keep going. I'm trying to just make sure that I match everything exactly like I have it on the other side. This has to go right in here. So I'm waiting for your questions, if you guys have any. If you guys like the way this turned out, go ahead and give me some emojis, some comments. I'm going to kind of pull this ball up a bit so that we have that in place. And I'm like right here, silver. So all I'm doing is just adding the rest of our ornament balls to this section, making sure I'm aligning these up correctly. So that we have the same on both sides. And then if I have time, I'll go out to the mailbox and do photo for that. This one, that's right, I have to hold this one. I'm like, sometimes I try to use my tinsel branches to kind of hold them. So that one, we did red and blue. So we have this and this. And it's funny because, you know, we put them on both sides. But I only see the one side, but it sure looks nice when you come home and you pull into your driveway and you see your gorgeous mailbox swag. So I'm just filling all the holes, doing my little cupcake. So there's my hidden Mickey. So I'm going to use my rose to kind of help hold that in place. And then we have the silver with a red matte. Silver, red matte. Going right in here. And then I know we're doing ribbon. See, it goes faster once you know where everything is. And you're just matching the other side. So I'm going to do all 3 of my ribbon tails all at the same time. So then I can just put them right up on top. And I think that's it. You missed the beginning. Oh, Wanda. Yeah, so we're going to do 2 different types. This one was just created on an evergreen garland and a very cheap one at that. I'm just making these and doing all 3 at the same time, or 12-inch tails, ribbon tails, so that we can do these. And so I'm like, okay, we have red way up here at the top, which is, where are you, red? You are right above, you are right here. Okay. Just like that. And then we have the white, which I have to redo because, dun dun dun, the bad splice job. So I never let that stuff ever come out on any of my items. I will start all over again before I will ever deal with a splice. Okay, and I think the other one's right by the blue. So here is our blue. Whoop. Trying to get my little pencil piece that I can twist that in with. There's that one. That, and then our blue is all the way at the bottom. It's way down here. Here is our blue. And then we have the little white ball. This ball that goes on top of that. And then we're done. Oh no, I have the little curly Q things. Okay. So this goes here. Curly Qs. What do we do? The star here, and I have another star. Let's see. Let's put another star on. We need a red star. I'm just gluing my little stars on. Okay. So I remember we did this one facing in, so it kind of curls inward, and it goes right here by the blue ball. So this one kind of curls. I don't want to put my finger in there. There's that one, and then we need the white. The white. The white. The white star. I gotta cut my wire so it's blunt point, so it'll fit inside my little styrofoam star. Little styrofoam star. Going around, around, around. Try to get that all the way down. Do the top. And that goes right by our red ball. Okay. Right by our red ball. So right in here, but out to the side. Okay, I think we finished. I don't think I missed anything. So there we go. Everything is like on the same front and the same back. And like I said, it's entirely up to you. You can even take like more of your deco-mesh curls if you wanted and make your deco-mesh curls come out. But I like the fact that this will be a interactive looking thing. I'm looking at my, these need to be up a bit more. So this one, I'm trying to see how I can get that to go through my curl. There we go. Now they're the same. They were like slightly off one from another. Okay. Very nice. I'm grateful for everything you do. Thank you, Joanne. How do you have it to stay on? Georgiana said. Okay. I'm going to twist it all the way to the back. So it looks all great there. But on the back, we have twisted right here our little evergreen twist ties. So as we take it and it's hanging down, we pull in and just twist at the very smallest part our little evergreen twist ties. That's how that stays on, and then you can just fluff the rest of your deco mesh all the way down. So it just looks like one cohesive piece. And people are like, how in the heck did you get that to stay on? If you were worried about theft, you could zip tie it on. Like where my post is, I would just take zip ties and go all the way around and zip tie it nice and tight. So even if they tried to grab and go, they wouldn't be able to go very far. So there we go. There's our little prop mailbox and our mailbox swag. All right, guys. Thanks for joining. This was a really long, it wasn't that long. I actually did the other side faster than I did the first side. I think it's because we already had it figured out. But have a great weekend. Thanks for joining me. Continue to support me if you want to still see me here. Just like it, comment, share it, all that stuff. Even if you're just sharing it to your page, it all helps in the biggest way imaginable. All right, you guys will have a great weekend, and I will talk to you all very soon.